Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to change the brightness of live camera preview in native Android application using CameraX, as well as will change the brightness of the captured image as well. So whatever is the brightness of your live preview, same uh, brightness will be applied to the captured image as well. So yeah, let's see how to do this. Now I am using XML layout, but if you want you can use Jetpack Compose as well. Because the business logic remains the same, only the UI part, which is very minimum, will change. So first what you need to do is you just create a native Android application using XML layout, then just go to build.gradle.kts. Here you have to add few dependencies inside the dependencies block. So first one is the CameraX core, second one is the camera 2, third one is camera life cycle, then camera view, then the media 3 effect, Android X media 3 effect, and last one is the media 3 effect. Then I'm using version catalog, so all the version number are written over there. So just go to libs.versions.toml, and first here you will have to add so I'll just scroll up. Here you will have to add this camera core, then this camera 2 dependency, then this media 3 effect, which is alpha at the time of me recording this video. But if it does become stable by the time you watch it, do make sure you use the stable version. Then we use this media 3 effect version as well. Then inside here you will have to add this camera 2 first line, this camera core, camera view, camera life cycle. Then here you need to add this Android X media 3 effect, as well as this media 3 effect. Okay, now you have to click on the sync now button. So make sure you use the 1.6.1 only. I'm just wanted to show you the sync now. So you just have to click on sync now to download the dependency, but here make sure you use 1.6.1 or whatever is the latest version at the time of you guys watching the video. So once you click on sync now, it will download the dependencies for you. Then you just have to go to android manifest.xml. Firstly you will have to use this use feature just to check whether we have the Android camera. Then we have the Android camera permission, as well as the write external storage permission as well. Okay, once you add this, you just have to go to activity underscore main. Here is our preview view. So I have passed the id as viewfinder, then the width and height is 0, and here we just constrain the preview view on all four sides. Okay, so this is the preview view. Then this is the button. Here I have width as wrap content, height as wrap content, margin bottom as 10 dp, id as image capture button, elevation as 2 dp, text is take photo, and here again we constrained it to the bottom side. So here you can see this is where the button is displayed, and the preview view occupies the entire width and height of the screen. Then you will have to go to main activity. Firstly, these are all the imports, so feel free to pause the video and just copy all these imports which we have over here. So I'll simply scroll through this. Then we have this image capture, we have this executor service as well, we have our viewfinder as well as our button. Then we have this register for activity result for requesting multiple permissions. So if the permissions is first we assign it the value as true, then we just loop over it just to check whether we have all the permissions or not. If we don't, then we just assign it value as false, and if permission is not granted, then we just display a toast message. If we have the permission, then we just start our camera. Then inside on create we just find our viewfinder, then we find our button as well. On click of the button we just call this take photo method. If all permissions are granted, then we just call start camera, else we just call request permission. Then here we initialize our camera executor as well. Here is our take photo button, here we have our image capture. This is how we assign name to our file. I'll come back to this variable in a bit. Then here we use content values, so we pass the display name, media type, and if the user is using above Android P, then we also need to set the relative path. Then here we define the image capture as well. Then here we just do image capture dot take capture, pass the output options, and here we override the two callbacks, on error as well as on image saved. Inside on image saved, we just get the URI of the saved image as well. So if you want to display it inside an image view, you can use this. And then I'm doing this camera executor dot shutdown, so the camera will stop working once we capture a photo, but if you want to keep it working, then you can just comment this code out. Then we also display a toast message just to say that the image was captured. Then we have the start camera method. So for that, first we define an aspect ratio, then we define a resolution selector as well, then we define a process camera provider, then we do camera provider future dot add listener. Here we define a preview view, set the resolution selector, and then we just do it dot surface provider equal to viewfinder dot surface provider. Then we do image capture dot builder, set the resolution selector as well as the capture mode. Then here we do camera selector. Here we define a use case group dot builder, add our use case of preview as well as image capture. Then here we define a media 3 effect as well, and here we pass our preview view, preview, video capture as well as image capture. Then here we define media 3 effect dot set effect, pass the brightness. Now the brightness value can be from -1 to 1. I'll show you for both positive as well as negative value once I show you guys the output, but for now I have just assigned it as -0.5. Then we just add this effect to our use case group builder. Then we just do camera provider dot unbind all. Then we do camera provider to bind to lifecycle, passing this camera selector as well as use case group builder dot build. And then here we have defined a method called request permission, for which we do activity result launcher dot launch request required permission. And this method we have just defined just to check whether we have received the proper permissions or not. Inside on destroy we just do camera executor dot shutdown, and here I have defined one companion object where we pass the file name format. Here I have this variable in which we assign all the required permissions. So we have the camera permission, and if you are using Android P or below, then you also require this write external storage permission. So yeah, that's it for on the code side. Now let's see the output. Okay guys, so here is the output. I'll just grant the camera permission. Like you see in the code, I have set the brightness as -0.5. That's why we are seeing it like this. Like I said, you can set it from -1 to +1. So this is how -0.5 looks like. I'll show it for 0.5 as well. So I'm mirroring my device, so the output might be a little bit laggy for you. But here you can see I'm just moving my device as well, and also it is a cheap Android device which I'm using, so the camera is not that great. So I'll just click on this take photo, and it should save our photo to the files app. As you can see, it has displayed a toast message as well. Now I can just go to the files app, and I can see this particular photo that has been, like, the brightness is very less. Right now I can just change it to 0.5. If you want to keep it 1 as well, you can keep it, but I'm just giving you showing you just the output, just to prove it to you that when I set it to 0.5, the brightness is actually greater as compared to when I set it -0.5. So here you can see the brightness is now too much. So hopefully you got the point. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Again, you can just save the photo as well. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye. Take care.